The Fraid. Once upon a time on that hot green island of Jamaica, where monkeys live in the trees, there lived a little girl named Sue with her mother. They lived a good many miles from anywhere. Sue had no one to play with. One day she said to her mother, "Can I go down the road and play with the little boy who lives there?" "Yes," said her mother, "but mind you come back before it's dark." And she wagged her finger at Sue the way mothers do. Up in the trees, the monkeys saw what she did, and they wagged her fingers at each other. Monkeys copy what they see people doing. "Why do I have to come back before it's dark, Mother?" asked Sue. "Because if you come home when it's dark, you'll be afraid." "What's afraid, Mother?" asked Sue. "If you come home in the dark, you'll know what afraid is." She went down the road and the monkeys followed, jumping through the trees. She walked a long way to the neighbor's house and spent all day playing with the little boy who lived there. They danced in a circle singing "Ringa Ringa Roses," and the monkeys imitated them, except the monkeys held tails instead of hands. Monkeys always copy people. When the little boy was put to bed, Sue started home, but it was already dark, and when she got home, her mother was very angry. "Where have you been?" she shouted. "Didn't I tell you to come home before dark?" She was so angry. She shook her fist, and the monkeys in the trees shook their fists too. "But Mother, I'm not afraid," said Sue. "If you walk about in the dark, you will be afraid," said her mother. "You two come home before it gets dark. Do you hear?" A few days later, Sue was lonely again. She said, "Mother, can I go play with the little boy?" "Do you promise to come home before dark?" asked her mother. "Yes, I promise," said Sue. "Then you can go, but remember what I said." So Sue went off down the road, and she spent all day playing with the little boy. They played, covering their eyes with their hands. The monkeys copied, but sometimes they covered their eyes with their hands and sometimes they covered their eyes with their tails. But monkeys always copy. Sue enjoyed herself greatly. She forgot her promise. It was dark again before she started home. Her mother was furious. "You came home in the dark again?" she shouted and jumped in the air. Up in the trees, all the monkeys jumped and shouted too. "I'm sorry, Mother," Sue said, "but you see, I'm not afraid." "But you will be afraid," said her mother. "You will be, if you don't learn to come home before it gets dark." A few days after that, Sue said to her mother, "Mother, can I go to play with the little boy?" "Yes, but what do I want you to do?" "You want me to return before dark." "Mother, and why?" "Because I'll be afraid if I don't." "That's right," said her mother. "Remember." So off Sue went, but she enjoyed playing with the little boy too much and she forgot all about going home before dark. They played one more game and one more, and it was dark before Sue noticed. When her mother saw that it was already dark, and that Sue hadn't come home yet, she thought, I'll teach that girl of mine a lesson that she won't forget. I'll make her afraid. She thought, then she'll remember to come home where it's safe before it gets dark. So she went into the house and she got a large white sheet the monkeys hung on the edge of the roof, and they looked into the house and watched her. And one brave monkey went into the house and got a little white towel. It was copying Sue's mother. Because monkeys always copy what they see people doing. Sue's mother took the sheet and she hid by the side of the road, and the monkey with the towel hid close by her because it was copying her. Sue came sauntering along the road, not at all afraid, because she didn't know what afraid was. And when her mother saw her coming, she put the big white sheet over her head, so she would look like a ghost. And the mother monkey copied her. It put the white towel over its head when Sue came close. Her mother made the sheet flap and she went woo, woo, to sound like a ghost. She saw this strange white thing flapping in the dark, making this strange noise, and she thought, what can this be? I know, it must be the thing that mother told me about. It must be afraid. But the monkey was still copying her mother behind her. The monkey stood up with the towel over its head, and it flapped its arm and made noises as monkeys do. Oh, look, said Sue. There's another Fraid. There's a little Fraid. Look behind you, big Fraid. There's a little Fraid behind you. And her mother did turn around, and when she saw the little monkey flapping its sheet and whooping, she thought it was a real ghost, and she was so afraid that she ran. But because the monkey was copying her, it ran after her, still with the towel over its head. Oh, big Fraid, shouted Sue. Little Fraid's after you. Run, big Fraid. And Sue's mother ran until the monkey's towel fell off, and she saw it was only a monkey. And then she felt silly. Sue never did learn what afraid was. By Susan Price. Thank you for watching.